The Quench, where you ask, we answer.
So welcome to another episode of The Quench. My name is Wangeshi Karemi, right here on MBCI TV. Now today we are talking about the art of survival in a chaotic world. We live in a very chaotic world. A very, very chaotic world. From the economic issues to the what issues to the identifications issues to the gender issues to we live in a generally chaotic world. So how do we as young people survive with all of the chaos going around? I am joined by a couple of very able panelists who are going to help us answer that question, and a team of knowledgeable youth that are going to represent the statistic of you out there. So let's start with what kind of chaoses are there, all right? So tell me, to my audience, what kind of chaos exists in this very chaotic world?
Hello.
Hello.
I am Sandra. And an example of a chaos in this world is money, lack of money, and political instability.
Political instability, yes. Lack of money and political instability. Let's get one from, yes.
Hello, this is Sheila. The most chaos I'm experiencing in my life are fake friends. You know, people you trust, but they end up disappointing you. Yeah.
Fake friends. we have seen your WhatsApp status. Talk to me.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Marion. So I'll talk about the political chaos, the ones that happen after the elections, the tribalism stuffs. Yeah.
Yeah, so political chaos, she's talked about political chaos. Political instability is a big problem in East Africa. It's one of the reasons our economy is also shaky. So yes.
Hello, it's Joseph Mulia. So some of the instances of chaos, but tunajua kama violence, we call it violence. I suppose the university students, they know it better. So let me start from relationship violence cases. They are very prominent in the fact that it's just the other day when there was someone who shot his girlfriend because maybe this girlfriend alipata that they were sharing her with his father. So that's one violence or chaos, if I may say. And then the other chaos that is being experienced in our youths, and me in that as well, is the issue to do with economic instability. My friend, it's very tough out here.
It is tough.
We are calling it Kuinama. The Kuinama, the Kuinama students tuko hapa. Tuko wengi sana. So those are the most, maybe the high-ranked types of chaos in as far as the student universities are concerned.
I love how he mentioned how you handle chaos, and he talks about that is a chaos in itself. How we handle chaos. Why we choose violence instead of actually other methods like breaking up with that girlfriend. I would hate to share someone, but I don't think killing is the alternative. Why, as a generation, do we think that is okay? Why, as do we think that is okay? So that is one chaotic chaos in this chaotic world. Yes.
This is Sylvester. And another chaos that is really among the young people is crime.
Crime. You walk the way you want in Nairobi with your phone. I dare you. Okay, yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Tony. To my view of idea, we have bad governance in our country. We have a lot of chaos because of the governance that we have. And then to the next level, you have like the cases of young teen pregnancies has been risen high. This is because like men or people are not responsible for what they do. They are just do things casually.
Yeah. So responsibility is a big issue. Our generation, we're not taking the next necessary step after. We're not willing to handle the consequences. So thank you for that. Also, bad governance. I feel like Nelly has written it down. Yes. The politician in the room. Yes. Let's get that on.
Hello guys, my name is Naomi. So like the most chaotic thing about this world in youths is about relationships. So like there's a friend of mine. She has undergone through so much heartbreaks until she has akaamua tu sis mimi nimeamua tu nikwelele boys wamenichosha. Then like I think the other thing about which is chaotic, like boys, they are wamelelewa kujua they are on top of women. So like kuna wase like, kama mimi, basically, I'm like raised to be independent, and my mom always tell me, usiwahi kubali mwanaume akukalie juu ako na pesa na una, you should be independent and you should strive that. So like, if I'm in a relationship and I portray that being independent, say ako, you're not submissive, but that's how nimelelewa.
I don't know if I should just put forward, don't be submissive to boyfriends, yes. But it's to the back. That is actually a big issue. You know, we want to sit here and laugh, but relationships are actually one of the causes of suicides, mental health issues, okay? Someone broke your heart. It's very important to actually talk about it, so thank you for that. Chaos, one of the chaos in this world is the way relationships are going. Stories of submissiveness, stories of men being men, stories of people turning to lesbians and all of that. We need to talk about that, yes.
I'll say another chaotic thing in this world is religion. Like, just seeing the religion of this world is messed up, completely messed up. Yeah, I'll say that.
You see me clap. Religion. At some point, we need to define exactly what religion is, because we have gone beyond bounds in describing religion, okay? And nowadays, it's a whole scam. It's a whole scandal. You don't even know where to lie and where not to go. So yes, that is something in this chaotic world. Let's get the last one from someone who hasn't spoken. Yes.
Hello. My name is William. I also think one of the chaos in relation to gender is the gender pay gap. Obviously, currently you see like the men and women are paid differently when they're doing the same job. Yes. So obviously different genders have a justification for why that is so, but I think it's also one of the chaos currently.
Yes, income. Oh yes, clap, come on. Yeah. Excuse me, but I would love to get paid the same as a person who is shouting in front of other people, right? Yes, so if we shout at the same rate, then let's get paid the same. So that is another issue, that we are still embracing the gender imbalance, not just in income, but in so many other things. Nelly has written it down. Yeah. Thank God. Yes.
Another chaotic thing in this world is corruption. When you go to seek for a job, in every office you enter, they ask for you something. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is a really big issue, especially in Kenya. Let's talk about it. Corruption is, and it's not just in jobs. The problem is, we say that the government is corrupt, yet we are also corrupt. When you go there and you want a favor from someone, you will remove that money. Why? Let's talk about it, shall we? Let's get the last one. Let's get it from you.
Hello, I'm Maureen. For me, I feel like peer pressure, or rather we can call it unwritten rules. Things that they are not necessarily written out or outlined somewhere, but it's in our minds. The society has molded us to say this is right and this is wrong. So I'll have to compromise my standards for me to go in the way the society wants me to go.
Okay, so this peer pressure and societal pressure while at it. So she said sometimes the society wants you to go in this direction. You end up going that direction whether you want it or not because of the society. That is a big point.
I would say the one I face so much is ignorance. Ignorance in the fact that many people don't actually know themselves. They don't understand themselves. And when they end up making wrong decisions, what end up kufanya, let's say for example, the wrong type of courses, they end up getting the wrong type of jobs because they don't understand themselves. They don't understand what they're passionate about. So it ends up causing a lot of chaos because of that ignorance that people don't, as in they don't actually have actual knowledge about who they are. So I think self-actualization, understanding yourself can actually go a long way in bringing people that understanding of their life, and it can reduce a lot of chaos. So I think ignorance is a huge thing.
I want to equate ignorance to lack of information out here. And when you're ignorant and you lack information and you don't go the extra mile to look for that information, it becomes a problem. So that is actually an issue in this society. We are pointing fingers, we are blaming people, we are saying someone did this and this, but you don't have the right kind of information. Another chaos.
I personally think it's chaotic how girls want to get quick money through our babas. Yeah, like campus girls want to get quick money to me our babas, and also the sweet mamas. It's kind of chaotic.
Yes, it is chaotic. Whether you want to agree or not, it is chaotic. That people are getting money from people's fathers and people's mothers because we see young men, we know what is happening. That is another cause of chaos, let's just take it to our panelist. We could list a whole book and a half, and then others, of chaotic things that are happening in this world, okay? Yeah. But I just want to break them down into subgroups, yes? What are some of these chaotic things that are happening in this world? And then we're going to go to how you circumvent them next. But just in your own perspective, what are some of these chaotic things that are happening in this world?
Okay, thank you very much. I think these issues, like you've said, rightly put it, we can have list of them. But I think we have those that are happening internally and those that are happening externally. And more often than not, the external ones are the ones that will affect you internally. And someone talked about the mental health. That's a big thing right now because there are so many issues affecting the young people because their mental health is degrading because of the issues that we are going through. So in terms of the categories, I think there are things which are social, others are mental, others are
political,
emotional, of course political.
Yeah.
But I'll say the biggest of them all, I think, or where everything goes around and ends up, it's in the mental health of a person. Because as a young person, you don't know what to do then, after you're faced with all these issues. And by the way, there's a big one that I was really waiting for someone to talk about, though it's people talk about it in whispers, and it is the addiction to pornography. That's a huge one. That's a huge one because we are in a sexualized society. Even adverts za mkate unapata msichana kwa uchi. Advert, you know, you don't understand. As everything has been sexualized, and as a result, the young people, both male and female, you get that urge to go and find out more. So that's a big thing that is really affecting people, and it's a bad one. Nianze na kusema, porn addiction is a bad one. And if anyone is in it, any of our viewers, please do anything to get that help because this one is killing young people. And that's why we're having so many even cases. Some of these things, the chaos end up resorting to suicide. So there are so many things that are happening around us, but all of them, in one way or another, affect our mental health. Okay. And that's why mental health globally, the statistics are crazy. Young people committing suicide, the issues of our babas, the issues of relationship, the issues of everything, they end up to, you bottle up so much as a young person that you feel you can no longer move. And that's why depression levels are also so high. It's because of the chaos happening around us.
Because of the chaos happening around. I like the way you classified them, and I like the way you brought it back to mental health. Yeah, it is important for us to notice that all of these things, they end up affecting your mind, right? They're happening around you, they're happening to other people that you love, but they end up affecting your mind. So how to circumvent them is very important, and that is why we're having the discussion on the art of survival in a chaotic world. Now, I love the fact that you also gave the example of addiction to pornography. Yes. Addiction in general is something that is very common. Addiction to WhatsApp memes. I see you.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I see you. You spend 3 hours instead of reading no kwa library. Unatumia eduroam. Instead of reading, what are you doing? Meme after meme after meme. You finish the WhatsApp, you go to Instagram stories, Facebook stories. 6 hours down the line, you have not read, you have just been online, okay? It is entertainment, right? We agree, but it is addictive, okay? Someone said, I knew I was addicted to social media when I chose not to eat, but instead to buy bundles. It happens, does it not? So that is something we need to talk about. We live in a world where we are always enticed. Social media has enticed us, whether it is through the sexualization of commercial things. We were having a discussion, we were saying today, media houses and media personalities actually sexualizing things. Okay, so how to circumvent them is very necessary. I want you to also classify them for us in your own approach. Now that you're a politician and he's into mental health, you might have a different classification. Okay, so in 2 or 3 minutes or so, just classify it for us.
So I'd like that my colleague here has talked about mental health, and as a youth activist, we've been able to come together with other youth activists and leaders to be able to push for this thing to be taken seriously by the new government. In that, we've been able to write a memorandum to the parliament to have our parliamentarians be able to push for a bill that will enable the government to be able to budget for mental health. As much as they are budgeting for infrastructure, health, education, let us also have them put some money for mental health, because it is something that is affecting right from the ule president mwenyewe. Hata yeye, do not think he's not a stressed man. He is a very stressed man trying to govern the country. So it does affect us right from the leadership up to sisi mwananchi wa kawaida, okay? So I want to also talk on something like part of the chaos you've mentioned. You talked of economy, you talked of lack of finances, right? She talked about a negative thing about social media, but I want to talk about the positive thing about it and how you can survive it. When we were doing introductions here, I heard most of you are dancers, most of you are poets, most of you are singers, right? What are you using social media to your benefit in what you're using? Because I want to believe that is your nikipaji chako, right? Yeah. So how are you using it, or how are you using social media to your benefit of that? So if you're a dancer, right? She said she's a poet. Have you ever thought of trying to survive with this, to be able to get money out of it? Have gigs in school. Be able to use, right now we are living in a very digital world. Most youths are so glued to the digital platforms. You have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have YouTube. Why don't you come up with a page, or why don't you come up with a channel and be able to partner with your other friends, partner with people from that industry, right, who could be able to also mentor you into becoming perfect in it. Then out of it, you'll be able to get money from it. So that's a way of survival. If you have a talent, try to survive with that. As I wind up, now on bad governance, she talked of lack of information. Take up these spaces when you have public participation forums. Right now, the county governments are planning for CIDPs, right? That is where they get views. You always
what are CIDPs? I'm sorry. Do we know what CIDPs are?
They are county integrated
development plans. So this is something a county government creates a 5-year plan of what it will do for the people. Right? Be able to learn these things. If you're a youth and you want to take part, that is why we are saying there's nothing for you without you. So go to these public spaces, because if you want something done for the youth and you're not going to these CIDPs, it always takes in every county. They are coming up in 2 or 3 or 4 months, right? So go there. You want the county government to do something for you, but you're not in this public participation forum to be able to air this, because hapo kuna MCAs. There is your MP, there is your governor, or the deputy governor. So be able to participate so that you also have information and your issues are captured, right? Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So in this segment, we have been putting forward the chaos in the chaotic world. We have been giving different kinds of chaos in the chaotic world. And we have also categorized this chaos in different groups. And we have talked about mental health. And Nelly has put forward very important information about mental health. I think we're going to keep saying that so that it sticks, that we have mental health platforms in Kenya and in our hospitals. So when it gets there, please make a point of doing something about it. Now, when we get back from our break, we will be trying to understand how do we deal with these situations that we have put forward, that we have categorized, and that we have analyzed. How do we, as the youth, deal with that? And I'll see you after the break. My name is Wangeshika Remi, and this is The Quench.
The Quench, where you ask, we answer.